Cologne, Germany. I recently embarked on a Viking Rhine Getaway River Cruise. On this trip, I had a day to explore Cologne. The first part of the day was a guided 2-hour walking tour, and the rest of the day was self-exploration. I'll share the highlights of this fun day in Cologne. Our boat docked about an hour before Cologne. Our included excursion had us get off then and take a bus into Cologne for the walking tour. We drove about 30 minutes and then docked across the river from the heart of Old Town Cologne. The guide had us walk across a bridge to Old Town and pointed out the massive amount of lovelocks hooked onto the bridge fencing. Once across the bridge, the guide led us directly to the Cologne Cathedral, which is a stunning example of Gothic architecture. It is very ornately decorated and extremely tall. It is one of the world's largest Gothic cathedrals and has a legendary construction period that extends from 1248 to 1880, over 600 years. It is certainly one of the most iconic landmarks in Cologne, and it dominates the city's skyline. We stood on the outside for a while as the guide shared some history about the cathedral. She also pointed out that this flowering sculpture in front of the cathedral was the same size as the decoration on the cathedral. This was jaw-dropping to me because the details looked so small when looking at it from below. I realized how big the decorative details needed to be seen from so far below. We were given 20 minutes to explore the inside. However, there was a mass in session, so you couldn't really go farther than the very front. As we were walking away from the cathedral, the bells began to chime, and they were loud. Listen in. This went on for over 5 minutes. We then headed to the Old Town Market Square, or Alter Market. It is a lively and historic area known for its charming medieval architecture. The square is surrounded by beautifully restored buildings that reflect the architectural styles of past centuries. The area has plenty of shops, cafes, and restaurants. There were German brew pubs, as well as numerous restaurants with international cuisines. Central to the plaza is the John Van Werth Fountain, who was a 17th century cavalry general. There is a tower in Alter's Market where the clock chimes and the face below it wags its beard and sticks its tongue out. The guide timed it so we could watch the event. The guide pointed out a few other statues and landmarks as she led us back to the ship. Instead, I left the tour with another passenger in order to visit the Chocolate Museum. It is a popular attraction that sits right out on the Rhine River. The museum takes you on a journey through the history and production of chocolate. It was interesting to learn the process of chocolate making from cocoa bean to finished product. The path through the museum led you through a tropical greenhouse where you could see cocoa trees, and eventually you get to a floor where you can watch the machines making chocolates. They hand you some free samples along the way. You could also order a custom-made chocolate bar and add all sorts of extras, such as gummy bears or peanuts. It was fun to watch them hand-make chocolate bars and other chocolate shapes. Of course, you can finish your tour at the store downstairs where there is plenty of chocolate for sale. After the chocolate spree, we decided to wander the streets of Cologne. We headed back to the cathedral first so that we could see more of the insides. It was still massively crowded, but this time you could walk all the way to the back where the bones of the 3 magi, or kings, are held in a gold box. The building is magnificent and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is so tall with gorgeous stained glass windows, intricate carvings, and beautiful arched ceilings. It is definitely a must-see landmark in Cologne. We then wandered down the Old Town shopping district. There is shop after shop mixed in with a few cafes and restaurants. We veered toward the Haymarket, which is another cobblestone town square, also located in the historic town center. We passed by this novel brew house where beer mugs rotated overhead on a conveyor belt. How fun! We thought we'd finish our day with a taste of Germany by ordering a beer at an outdoor cafe. They give you a tall, thin glass, and then they come by later with a replacement for it. When you are done drinking, you put a coaster on top of the beer glass. It was chilly out, but fun to sit on the sidewalk under the heat lamps. To finish our day in Cologne, we walked halfway across a bridge, which offered a nighttime view of the lit-up bridges and shoreline. Very pretty. For senior and solo travelers, the city felt safe in the historic and tourist areas where we visited, and it was mostly easy walking and navigation. I have posted additional videos on this trip and have included links in the description below. As always, if you have questions, feel free to ask in the comment section, and check out the Senior Solo Travel website and Facebook forum where you can interact with other travelers. And if you'd like to follow my senior and solo travel journeys, please like and subscribe. Cheers!